See what I'm doing? Changing. Change has to be fine. See what's going on? You have to understand. You have to know. It's time for all these things to be understood. We're going to talk about a lot of stuff. It's that moment that I know I've been really needing. It's that moment that everybody needs to understand. It's okay. It's fine. It has to be okay. Things are different. Things are changing. So we're going to talk about some stuff. Real items that nobody ever knows. And it's fine. It's time for everybody to really understand. Connecting is important. You have to be able to understand what that even is. How do you know what to do? How do you know what choices to make? For real. Not because of what you have learned to understand through life and through whatever else was taught from people that really didn't understand either. Because people are out just doing what they believe to know. But do they really understand for real? They don't. Connecting is the most vital piece of all of the life that begins to be here in this place. You have to understand what that is. It's time for you to understand what that means. You need to breathe. You need to breathe more than you've ever understood how to do so. And a certain way on how to breathe brings you to a certain place and gets you away from certain areas. And it's all right here. You have to learn how to follow. What is that? How do you follow? What does that even mean? People call intuition that type of thing. That's okay. That's a good thing to talk about. How do you learn how to follow your intuition? Because all that is right here. How to connect. Connecting to what? What does that mean? You need to know how to see before things occur. You have to be able to do that. People call those things being sidekick. It's not true. Just not what it is. It's just a piece of the things that you need to understand for real now. Everybody can be able to do this. It's easy. It's easy into a sense that it's not really complicated, but people believe this type of deal is a hard thing because it hurts sometimes, and that's fine. You have to be able to be okay with that. You have to, or you're not going to know what to do. How do you make these choices in a situation you've never been exposed? Revealing is that time. We're coming up to a moment that a lot of people are going to have a hard moment within themselves. Full moon brings out a lot of things. If you look up, you'll see a lot. But what is that for real? People call stars what they believe to understand what those things are. The moon, what is that? We all know that it has a play on everything that is alive in this area. Even the water's tides move with the motion of what happens in the lunar cycles of sorts. How does it make you? And how does it be able to do those things? For real. What kind of connection is happening in that place? I know. I understand. Science has to be different because we're moving past everything that we've ever understood. And it has to be like that. We have to move. We have to be different. Everything has to change. Everyone needs to be their own way. And they need to understand what all of this even is. And now we're going to show. It has to be done. People need to understand why they have a hard time dealing with certain things. Everybody's like that. Everybody. So don't take something personal. It's okay. And if you take it personal, understand why that's happening. There's something there. It's okay. You need to learn from the things that you get offended by. It has to be done. And in this moment, what we call the moon brings out a lot of those pieces. You feel it. You know. Maybe you get moody sometimes whenever there becomes a more fuller showing piece of what we call what the moon is. I say it this way because it has to be said like that. Because the way we've understood everything to be has to be different. That everything is being kept away from what you've supposed to have known for a long time. When we look up and we see the stars are not that way. They're not that. They're not stars. There's something different. The more you focus on those types of things, the more you're going to feel different in this way. You will. Every single thing that you look up in the sky and you focus in within your mind, you're going to feel something different happen inside. It may not be good. Some people may like it. You have to find your own place. There's this place and then the other place. Where do you want to go? You have to make that choice and then start learning what that even is for your place. Things have to be balanced. Things can go one way, then things can be the other. If you want to be this way, you see everything that I do, then that's fine. That's one way. If you want to go the opposite direction, that's fine. I know what that means too. Because I've been to all pieces of understandings. All. And I'm becoming more. And I'm going to show everything. What you're going to start to understand is something that you've never really wanted to believe. But it's going to be real. And the moment I talk about it, it hits me in a certain point that I know is real. I know it's meaningful. It has to be like that. We're going to start talking more because the things that we're going to start talking about have to be known. Sometimes you're going to see videos and I'm not going to speak, but you need to read because it's important. If you need to go back and watch some of these things, that's fine. I do that myself. There's certain ways that we move that people need to understand. This spiral of sorts, make choices in that way and then you'll understand. But how does that even work? How do you even know how to do such a thing? You need to be able to do this. You need to be able to learn how this works for your way. It has to be your way. It can't be anybody else's. Stop focusing on what everybody else is doing because they're doing their own deal. You have to do your own deal and you have to find what that is. If you want help, find me and I will help. You've got to be able to find me. How do you find me? You've got to be able to follow this in order to find me. You can't find me any other way anymore. It won't happen like that. You need to follow your own way, and your own way leads to me, then that's the way that you need. If you want to go the opposite way, then that's your choice. I can help you with that way too. That's the thing. When people start talking about light, in order to get to the light, you need to understand everything that there is in the deepest, darkest places of who you can be for real. You have to understand what that is. You have to, or you can't get to anywhere different. You have to release and expect these things to happen. Not expect them that you know what's going to happen for real. You need to just release everything that you thought you've ever understood and go deeper into it. And find out what that means. Ask the right things. Ask the right pieces. Be aware. People talk about being aware. What is that? What does that even go with? What feels good in your heart? It feels good in your heart, that's your place. Now, if you want to go a step further, I talk about a lot of frequencies and you listening to things. If you can hear frequencies, that's your path. It's easy. You have to be able to relax yourself and know how to do these things. I talk a lot about this stuff. It has to be known. This is stuff that you've been kept away from for too long. It's not going to happen anymore. And don't worry, we're not going anywhere. There's nothing anybody can do. Nothing anybody can do. Because this is my way. And that's the beautiful piece. Whenever it's your way, nothing can be done. Nobody can say a word. Because that's just the way it is. Whenever it's your way, it's your way. It's your way, it's your way, it's your way, it's your way, it is your way. And it has to be that way. It's fine. Whether you want to go down or you want to go sky, it's something different. And there's everything in between on how to get to different places. You need to know what that means. Symbols, our languages, are not what everybody understands what language is to be. They're symbols. What do they mean? They all go together. How do they go together? What is that? You need to understand what this is so you understand what's good for you in your area. It has to be like that. When you look up in the sky and you see a golden ray of all kinds of sorts, what is that for real? How does it make you feel? Why is it so good for some and make some people kind of duck a lot? Why? That's their way versus the other. It's simple. My way is not the way everybody else is going to understand. But my way encompasses every way that you could ever know. Because it has to be that way. That's my thing. Now the question, and take that even further, we'll talk about that maybe sometime, some other different time. Different moment. We'll come out little by little. But it's going to be known. Everything that you've ever wanted to understand is going to be understood now. And if you want to go deeper, find me. Find me. And you'll do it. In order to be able to find me, you have to watch these things. You have to learn these things. You have to close your eyes and allow yourself to be okay. You have to. Because it's time for everyone to find their own place. Away from what society has made everything to be. It's no more. It has to be gone now. And this is the beginning of a lot of things. We're going to be here for a long, long, long while doing this. Because it's that moment where everything has to be different. It's true. And it's not what everybody understands what that to be. There's a reason why I know everything that I understand. It's because I'm this. It's true. I said it. It's fine. It doesn't matter if anyone wants to understand. It doesn't matter. It doesn't take away the fact that it's real. That's the next question. What's real and what is not? It's time for all that to be known. All of it. A lot of people are going to be freaking out in a lot of sorts, a lot of places. It doesn't matter. Allow it to just go. Allow things to just be as they need to be. What kind of dreams are you seeing? What do you remember? Those things are a big deal. Sometimes you see the same things all the time. We're going to go really deep into all of that stuff. And it's nothing anybody's ever heard. This is going to be not the same as what everybody sees things. It's going to be another way. All this is going to be, it's all going to be very new. It's not new. It's just going to be new for everybody that's here. Because how would anybody understand anything different? You're born, and people teach you what they understand. But how do you know something different? Now it's time for you to know. And that's fine.